Hi, everyone, and welcome to another live session with Gravitas AI. Let's welcome our speaker for today, Mr. Harish Sonawane. He is the Deputy Manager Marketing for Bronkhorst, and today we are going to understand, along with him, how is automotive manufacturing collaborating with AI strategies, not only in marketing but also in their customer interactions, and what is his experience and expertise on the same. So, welcome to the live session, Harish.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great.
It is nice feeling that I am connecting with Gravitas AI.
Excellent. So, without any ado, let's start with this interesting conversation. As I
Yeah.
have a lot of queries, that most of the people might have in their mind, but it becomes difficult to get answers to these queries because, very few times do you get to interact with experts like yourself. So let's start with understanding how do you see a transformation in the marketing strategies using AI in the manufacturing sector?
See, first of all, I think this era should be known as AI era, and AI is very transformational in the marketing field now. So, like manufacturing is not the exception in this case for AI. So there are multiple things that I'm going to tell you, like how AI is affecting or how AI is improvising manufacturing sector. So I will start with the data analytics and predictive analysis part first, because data is the foremost important thing in any of the organization. So, like many of the companies are having a lot of data sets with them, but if they are not like, if they cannot process the data neatly and if they cannot get the fine inputs from that, so they will not be able to use that data properly, I would say. So here AI comes. Like AI helps you in basically with the all kind of analysis with the proper analysis of data, and like there are various I would say tools that are helping manufacturing companies to extract the data, to store the data properly. And it is kind of like I would say data, what data consists of with the manufacturing companies. So it is kind of their customer behavior, then the previous market trends, their competitive analysis, then some might be it is for the future part, it is a sales for from previous history to the sales forecasting part. So it is all about data, and it is all about AI, like how companies are using nowadays AI with the data analysis and predictive analysis part. So in this case, basically, it is very helpful for for the manufacturing companies, that there are different advanced analytics platforms available for these kind of things, to use this data with the I would say with the proper tools. So like many of us know that there is analytics 360 is there, then Adobe Analytics is there, then Microsoft has launched there also uh, D365. So in one umbrella only, you will be able to measure all the I would say all data you will be able to process.
Correct.
So data, I think data is the I would say the basis of all the things related to the marketing and any of the field. Then moving ahead, I would say next point we can discuss about the like as you know, obviously you are in that field, so chatbot and virtual assistants. So many of the manufacturing companies now are using uh, implementing the chatbots on their websites. So once the customer is coming on their website, so he will be able to, he is directly having the conversation with their person, like one to one, I would say, or customer support, I would say, or the lead generation part, or the customer support part. So in, like, I just give one example. Like in our case, so basically we have our website, we have chatbot installed on the website. So it is currently operated by our my colleagues, but many of the leads we are getting from that chatbot. Plus, it is very helpful tool to use for customer support. In manufacturing sector, where there is a niche market, so obviously, once the customer is getting your product, he will not be able to understand, or he will, if suppose he is getting stuck in some at some point. So, to whom should he contact? Or that time is very important in the manufacturing field.
Hmm.
So, chatbot is such a thing that just ping on the chatbot and you will get your answer. So
Correct.
this is this is kind of a AI part. Many of the companies are using. So there are various like going ahead. We can see that many of the B2C companies are also using these chatbots nowadays, because for insurance, for D2C, B2C, then
Hmm.
e-commerce, every field is using chatbot nowadays.
Hmm. Correct.
Yeah.
So, you have told us that, of course, AI is a big enabler in this case, and accessibility to getting solutions at a given point in time when it is of high priority is something that these virtual assistances can probably assist us with. But in your understanding, do you think there are some innovative AI applications that can be encountered not only in manufacturing, but a combination of manufacturing with marketing? So, what's your take on that?
Uh, See, like applications, as in what perspective you are asking?
So,
Applications as in,
like you said, we are able to capture a lot of data, right? Now we can run regressions, etc., on this and understand through, say, a sentiment analysis or through our KPI tracking in the data that how satisfactory delivery have I done of my previous product, right? If not, was I able to not encash on all the leads that I got? Based on, say, the dispositions that were put into those leads by the end, right? Can we understand that, or can we graph out a map wherein we can create strategies that are more innovative to solve these kind of issues for us? So, any insights that you'd like to give us on that?
see, if suppose I am getting such data that my I would say my product is kind of a failure for some of the customers. So I can get the like I can analyze the data from AI modules, and I can get the solutions quicker, because previously what was happening, like uh, with the traditional approach, when my person will visit the site and then I will get to know about the problem. So currently there are I would say there are some AI based approaches used in many of the instruments, like what is the maintenance or predictive, I would say the
Troubleshoot.
troubleshooting. No, troubleshooting is there, but still the maintenance, periodic maintenance is there. So
Correct.
if suppose my instrument is getting failure before the predictive maintenance, so it will, there are such a systems that many of the companies are using nowadays, that it will automatically will send the some inputs to the manufacturer that the failure is happened, and you need to go and you need to check, or if it is possible to give a command on from the software. So it is kind of I think it is kind of a quicker approach than the traditional approach that AI has brought us.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, and in niche segment, or the segments that currently we are working on, So, pharma segment, I would just give you example of pharma segment. So, if suppose your uh, product line is stopped because of one single instrument, so it can cause you a lot of first thing, it will increase your pressure. Then obviously it will impact you on the revenue basis also for a
Hmm.
single instrument. So that is the basically cost that you have to bear for not having the AI with you.
Correct. So we need systems that are in place that can a analyze themselves and trigger notifications to
Yes,
you saying that
exactly.
yes, I might come up with a bug in a while, and probably it's a good time to check background in the back end, etc.
Yeah,
So definitely, these could be some challenges also that are
yeah,
being faced. So coming to the next part where we discuss the challenges and also the solutions. Uh, let's say for manufacturing, and specifically in the manufacturing and the production part of manufacturing, we have seen the growth in the in the technical aspect. So coming from a technology of 4.0 now moving to 5.0, there is a lot that's happening on that front. But
yeah,
at the same time, when you're looking at commercializing these technologies, it also becomes a bit expensive.
yeah.
So price points are something that really takes over the decision making at the end of the purchase, right? Everybody wants technology,
But
but at
nobody
what
wants to
price?
spend.
Correct.
Yeah.
So then, when we are looking at integrating these kind of uh, processes or technologies in our day-to-day production, so this is a part of production, but do you also see similar kind of challenges when it comes to, say, into a marketing silo or into a business strategy silo? So are you seeing that gap where integrating AI into manufacturing processes, not for production but for other parts also? Are there any other challenges?
Uh, Challenges as sorry. So challenges, as in, I would say, the first point that I mentioned before also, that is basic. The base of AI is data. If you don't have the qualitative data with you, quantity doesn't matter. But if you don't have a qualitative data with you, you will not be able to do anything without that.
Correct. Correct.
So many of the see, India is kind of a many of the companies are legacy based in India.
Hmm.
Okay, so again, managing a data is kind of a big task for them.
Hmm.
So data is basically if it is a beneficial, so it is kind of having the cons with itself.
It is. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
So first major challenge is to maintain the qualitative data. First is
Hmm.
to maintain the data, and then it should be a qualitative data.
Correct. Correct.
Because many of the companies are not ready to spend for the servers that the data should be stored on.
Correct.
So, yeah, and if
So,
they are, yeah,
no, please go ahead.
yeah, and if they are storing the data with the right format, with the right servers, but if data is not qualitative, if data is not that much of importance, if they cannot take out the history, consumer behavior, with the previous consumers' behavior, see, consumer behavior is also the, I would say, plus major factor in the data part because like if if I'm getting my consumers or my customers are not ready with the product or not using the product that I have given them or they
Hmm.
are not happy with them
Hmm.
and that data is not with me and if still I am going with the same product so that cannot help me.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's why if your data is coming back to the data point, if your data is not qualitative, it will not help you.
Correct.
Then again, I would say in the marketing form you were asking. So if you don't have again the campaigning, if you don't have the data part, the real time data or the
Hmm.
past nearest data with you, latest data with you, you cannot campaign it properly.
Hmm.
To whom you campaign? the audience basically. If you don't have your audience base, or if you don't have their characteristics, their demographics, their likings, their interest, to then to whom you will campaign.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. So my from my point of view, these are the some major challenges with the marketing part.
Right. So I think you very correctly mentioned that a keeping data is a challenge. B, analyzing data is a challenge, and further the understanding of the personas, the psychographics that come along with
Exactly.
all of this data is something that is very handy for marketing, because ultimately marketing is nothing but understanding the sentiment of your end user.
Yeah.
And if you are in sync with the sentiment, then reaching out to them with any product becomes easy, because ultimately, uh, whether you're buying an iPhone or whether you're buying an equipment, uh, the decision at the end of the
Yeah.
uh, negotiation is made on the instinct of whether I should buy it or not.
Exactly.
You have all the knowledge in the world, but that instinct is something that is built on trust, based on the person who marketed that product to you.
Yeah.
So I think the face value is something also that is very essential, and all this, of course, is mapped to data.
Yeah.
Uh, but then also speaking about, there would be a lot of obstacles while you do this. So, like we mentioned, price point is one of the obstacles. Uh, do you think giving education to management in manufacturing, say, industry, that how data can be leveraged instead of looking at it as a liability purchase, right? That why should I invest in capturing data and saving data and analyzing data?
Obviously.
Do you think there needs to be an awareness in the management? There needs to be awareness of what technology is available, because all the people who probably sit at the level of decision making are very senior people, right?
Yeah.
And it would be difficult for them to keep catching up on every new technology that's coming every day. It's highly
Exactly.
impossible. Would they focus on their job, or would they just focus on learning about new tech? So do
Yeah.
you think there needs to be say an initiative by the organization itself, that okay, let's do a small workshop and understand that where tech is today, how we can leverage it, whether it's helping us in building revenue, whether it is helping us build good leads, deliver better service, etc. So what is your take on this,
See,
and will it be for us?
See, I would say in like as a normal employee of the manufacturing company, I would say yes, there is a need to have a training or proper skills for the management,
Hmm.
because see we are in a era of GPT now.
Hmm.
Okay, GPT 3.5 was there, GPT 4.0 is there. Now Meta has like launched their AI yesterday only in India. So
Correct.
so yeah, so these are the terms like uh, basically young people are using now
Hmm.
for their, like each and everything you will get on all these LLM based AIs.
Hmm.
So see, if they are not aware of these things, I'm saying as a general employee, not as a marketing employee, I'm saying as a general employee, I'm saying if they are not aware of these things, so again there is for the marketing part there is machine learning, then there is data science, then AI technologies. These are way far for them.
Yeah.
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 So obviously they, and see I would say this is a skill gap for them basically,
Hmm.
because if you are sitting at the management part and if you are not aware of these technologies, what is happening in the market with the technology part nowadays, if
Hmm.
you don't know anything, obviously you will run the business, but you will not sustain it
Correct.
nowadays.
Correct.
so
So,
so
as a marketing individual, do you feel that this will also solve a lot of problems for the marketing department as such? Because what happens is marketing and sales are the people who usually go up, say, and that okay, we would like to use this tool, we would like to
obviously
leverage it in this way,
obviously
and the purchase stays with the management. So then there is like a tug of war happening between procuring a solution and they deciding whether it is at a good price point or no. And usually, solutions are not taken in because they feel the solutions are a bit more expensive, but not understanding that how their returns can be calculated. So
Yeah.
purchasing a solution is not like hiring a person, but actually the ROI is on a long term front. So any take on that?
Yeah, so I will give you one example. Like I have just not in the current organization, but I have seen this example with the many of companies now in manufacturing. Basically, see, once the product or the once the instrument is sold, okay,
Hmm.
there is the service part comes.
Correct.
So, in generally in manufacturing companies, what happens? They after the selling, they come. If customer wants to service, then only the service business comes. So there are two types of businesses. One is sales, one is service.
Correct.
So for the service part, if you are not keeping your data intact, to whom you have sold, what is the instrument number, when you have sold, what is the application, what is the end user, who is the end user, then what is the actual use. So you cannot generate the service revenue. Okay. For
Hmm.
this, generally there is one executive for the mailing part.
Hmm.
Mailing, because they cannot mass mail that thing, because every
Correct.
consumer is having a different instrument with them, different instrument number, different selling date, everything is different for the
Correct.
every customer. So
Correct.
here comes AI. If
Hmm.
suppose I am using any of the AI tool which can take the instrument number, the
Hmm.
customer name, the selling date, I can automate it, and I can share the mass mailing.
Correct.
Okay. For this, for such kind of tools,
Hmm.
generally marketing departments need to take the permission for management.
Correct.
And they will not allow, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is kind of a thing that they should think, not as a short term but as a long term goal. Like if we are spending on the service thing now, we'll get
Hmm.
the service revenue afterwards.
Correct. Correct. So they have to think futuristic.
Futuristic, exactly.
Correct. So, that's a very good example. So, let's move to what we've learned from this. And
Okay.
it'd be great to understand if you can share a success story where you saw that, okay, after implementing, say, an AI tool, etc., you saw improvement in the process. So, in your knowledge, have you experienced any implementation as far?
See, I have not yet implemented, but we are in the process. But I cannot disclose you right now. But I will
I
give
understand.
you I will give you one example with the Tata Steel.
Hmm.
So Tata Steel has implemented some of the AI strategies with related to their predictive maintenance,
Hmm.
then their supply chain, their quality control, then their energy efficiency also.
Hmm. Hmm.
So see, such a big players are using AI at this level. Like, think on the energy efficiency they are using. They are checking the patterns at what time the energy consumption is higher, and
Hmm.
then they like all these with the help of AI only. They are just checking the patterns and they are saving the energy. So
Hmm.
basically, see, such a big players are thinking on that level. So we should obviously think on our level at least,
Correct.
that we should implement, or we should at least AI some of the tools, and then we can do a lot more.
Right, right. So essentially, we have understood and we have learned in this session that there has to be some kind of workshops, educational modules that can be run for, say manufacturing or as we are discussing manufacturing, and not just for the management, but maybe for everybody in the organization to get an understanding because AI is a technology that can have many applications, right? It can have applications in marketing, in sales, like you said,
Yeah.
analyzing energy consumptions, maybe also cutting down on leakages. So these leakages could be in your, say revenue models, etc. Right?
Everything, finance
Everything.
and supply chain, everything we can leverage.
Perfect. all of it. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, and this is something that we really need to look at as a society. Also, there are certain pros and cons that come along, which we have discussed. The cons being
Yes.
the price points, awareness, etc., and the pros, of course. AI is a pro technology, and you said we are in the era of AI, like you rightly mentioned. So I think we've had a very interesting discussion,
Yeah.
Harish. Thank you so much for being here with us and discussing very candidly what is the actual requirement of the market, what needs to be put in terms of AI strategies, etc. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for
Uh,
joining us here today,
Thank you.
and
It was all
we
my pleasure.
really
Yeah.
hope that we get to interact with you very soon again. Thank you for
Yes.
joining us. Thank
Thank
you
you.
again.
Thank you once again. Yeah. Yeah.